My hope is that this week, you guys have been enjoying these little devos, and we have today left and then one more after today. But today we're going to be talking about God fulfilling his promises. And we know that our God is a God that fulfills his promises. One thing that we need to go kind of in the story that we're going to read goes back a couple hundred years before Moses. We need to go back and look at Abram, also known as Abraham. And to sum up the context here, God gives very specific instructions to Abraham about a sacrifice, and Abraham does not follow them as instructed. Because of this, we see God say this in Genesis 15, verses 13 and 14. It says, "Then the Lord said to him, 'Know for certain that for 400 years your descendants will be strangers in a country that is not their own, and that they will be enslaved and mistreated there. But I will punish the nation they serve as slaves, and afterward they will come out with great possessions.'" So we get to see this promise from God that this decision that Abraham made will have consequences, but that God will provide and he will fulfill his promises. What is cool is that when God introduced himself to Moses as the God of his ancestors, it was the beginning of the fulfillment of the promise that was made to Abraham right here. Now we hop back into the life of Moses, and we get to see God start to take action on this promise when he tells Moses his plan at the burning bush. That's what we heard on day one. Now we hear about this thing called Passover, where all the Israelites and God-fearing people were told to put the blood of a lamb on the top and the sides of their doorframe, for the Spirit of the Lord would pass over. Then, the firstborn of every household that did not listen to this command would die. This is the sovereignty and the power of God. Just by his presence, it can take the lives of many because he knit us together and he created the world. But yet, to those who acknowledge him and fear him and follow him, he is loyal and just, and he provides. Because after this is when the Israelites leave Egypt. Now, Exodus 12:40 says, "Now the length of time the Israelite people lived in Egypt was 430 years. The Lord will fulfill his promises." It might be in the most immaculate ways, like the story we just read about, but the power of God is incredible. He has power over even the most powerful nations in the world, or it could be in the little things. But the lesson here is that anything is possible with God, and our faith in him and his sovereignty, faith in that he is all powerful, will be what rescues us to the new promised land that he will lead us into, which is heaven.